Hey, welcome to the Bronze Cave. I'm Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about my experience at Rose City Comic Con. Hey, what's up? We're here at Rose City Comic Con, day 2 for me. My cell phone did not work on the show floor, so I couldn't do a live stream or anything like that yesterday. So today we're going to be doing it a little bit different. I'm going to try to probably record some stuff. Maybe we'll do a pre-recorded video to see if we can talk to some creators. I got to bus feed over to Jim Lee and see if I can get my book signed, and I'll be checking in with you later. So I'm going to go over my experiences at Rose City Comic Con. I was there for 2 days last weekend, and then I went on vacation for a week. So my Comic Con kind of led into vacation. That was pretty nice. Celebrating my daughter and my father's birthday on a little trip to the Olympic Peninsula here in Washington State. One of the highlights for me was definitely meeting Jim Lee. I did pick up this exclusive print as part of a package I got. That is obviously Batman and Catwoman. That's his signature down there in gold. And that's the Rose City Comic Con exclusive. Part of my little badge there, that's the silver package for Jim Lee. So I got a couple comic books signed. I'll roll in a picture that way right now of the books I got signed. X-Men 5 classic, my favorite, one of my favorite characters, not my favorite character, one of my favorite characters, Maverick. Amazing cover, probably one of my favorite Jim Lee covers of all time. And then the iconic trio cover, Uncanny X-Men with Black Widow, Captain America, and Wolverine. So I had him sign books for me. I was wearing my Stan Lee shirt. You know, I'll throw the photo in there as well. I was wearing my Stan Lee shirt, and I actually had a couple questions I wanted to ask Mr. Lee, but it was super quick, super like assembly line. He commented on my shirt. He said he really loved the design on it. He liked the outline. He loved that they included the glasses. That was really cool, and I basically just was like gushing. So that's kind of all that happened there. It was pretty quick, unfortunately. It was nice to get a picture. It was nice to get some signed books. Another fantastic creator I met. I meant to bring my Catwoman 39, 1 in 25. It's one of my favorite covers to come out over the last couple years, but unfortunately, I didn't. She had some stickers available for sale. Sozamika. So I got her to sign. I got some of her booty stickers. Talked to her about my booty cover of the week. She admitted that she was a leg and ass person herself. Got this, which is actually kind of funny because Dynamite just sent me the Red Sonja Valentine's Day special, but I had her sign the thigh down there. And then I got this one signed as well by her. She did it on the leg there. And then I did grab one extra sticker. I'll do a giveaway with that later in the future. She was super nice. She was dressed up as Catwoman, kind of like the Jim Lee era Catwoman. And it was really cool meeting her. She was super nice enough to, you know, let me get a picture with her and all that stuff. She definitely came off as being a little introverted, a little shy. Like she said, like, I don't really like doing pictures. And I said, hey, you know, we don't have to do that if you're not comfortable with it. She said, no, you're nice. It's fine. We can do it. So that was really nice of her. And I do appreciate that. And it's kind of fun talking about booty covers of the week with some of the artists that I admire. So that was really fun. Talked about that with her and a couple other creators. Okay, I want to show off some of the other larger stuff. On Saturday, I met Jim Lee that morning. I met Sozamika that afternoon. And at the end of the show, I met Randy Emberlin. And I went up to Randy Emberlin specifically because one of my viewers, Sickotron, you might remember he was the person that we did the charity auction kind of in his name for the Mothers Against Drunk Driving charity auction. Is a huge fan and just really said, hey, can you tell him how much of an impact he's had on my life? So I went up and talked to him, shared Sickotron's story with him, and he was so awesome. He actually just gave me a couple prints to send Sickotron. This is his rejected cover for ASM 361. Unfortunately, they put it in the bag for me. Did it a little soon, so that ink started to run, but he signed it to Sickotron, which is Leon there, dated it, and that's going to be sent off to the Great White North to go visit Leon. And then he also included this. This is just a fantastic cover, right? I mean, we all love that. So that's on there as well. I think he's really going to enjoy those. I had to get something for me, so I got this black cat. It's a booty image, and he signed it to Bronze Age Nerd, and that is just awesome. I mean, that's definitely going to be a piece that I'm going to cherish for a long time. So I appreciate Randy for doing that quite a bit. And exciting news, I talked to him at the end of that little interchange. Randy Emberlin will be a guest on the show, coming on the show in early October. Keep your eyes peeled for details on that, but we'll be doing an interview. Send in your questions for Randy. I'll definitely make a post about that so people have an official opportunity to do that, but kind of start thinking about that now. That should be really awesome. One more print to show off. This is from Mustafa Musa, who I had a great conversation with, and I picked up this print from him at his booth. Try to get the glare off that. Really awesome, Princess Leia cosplay style booty cover. He signed it. His signature is pretty, there you go. It's kind of hidden down there in the dark. That was an awesome experience. He's actually sending me some books too. I'll have some Miss Meow coming my way from him. Very cool experience. I really enjoyed talking with that man. We had a good conversation, talked about the booty covers again, and I think that he's somebody who definitely want to keep an eye on. Some of his art really pops. So great experience talking to him as well. All right, so let's show off some comic books. I did meet Brian Michael Bendis, Portland native. Had him sign this New Avengers number 11. First, it's when you learn Clint Barton is Ronin. Not really necessarily my favorite issue or favorite character, but I didn't bring a book for him to sign, and this was the best one I found on the show floor, kind of on short notice. I also have an Ultimate Fallout 4 signed by Brian Michael Bendis, so I have kind of one of the bigger keys covered. It was just cool to get a chance to meet him. That was a signature I picked up that book already signed, so this one, it was nice to talk to him, had a nice conversation with him. He was very, very, very kind in letting me talk to him while he was on the show floor, like browsing with his family, I believe, or some friends maybe. So I hated to interject, but I caught him right after a panel he did. It was an amazing panel about Jack Kirby and his legacy. Had a panel of different creators talking about their experiences with a particular Jack Kirby issue and kind of going through it. And I met him right after that panel. It was my favorite panel I saw. So definitely a cool one. On Saturday, I did meet up with a viewer, Dan's X-Men Comics, and he really wanted to talk to me about some stuff, which was a really fun conversation. It was really nice meeting up with a viewer. I did meet up with Buddy McKinley on Friday as well, another name I'm sure you're familiar with. And so he gave me some X-Men books for my run he knew I needed from my list. So got some Inferno. And some random issues in the 200s, basically. So those are going towards my run. This one, like, he apologized. He's like, oh, there's like a coffee stain on it. And I was like, dude, that's fine. That's fine. You're giving me free books that help complete my run. That is totally cool, man. What if I upgrade that issue later on? Guess what? I'll find that a home for somebody else that really is looking for it for their X-Men run. I did meet an artist named Breed at the show. He kind of stole my attention with a couple booty covers. These ones right here, he did sign them. I got one of those for a giveaway. This one I'm going to donate to X11 Bravo if they're interested in it. Hopefully they are, for their veteran boxes for Project Slab-A-Vet. And then picked up another booty cover as well, another Naughty and Nice. And he was nice enough to sign all those, so that was really awesome. I visited Cosmic Monkey Comics booth at the show. I actually hadn't ever been to their physical location in Portland, but I definitely wanted to visit them. I actually picked up a copy of this, which is funny because I just sold a copy and I kind of regretted it. Luckily, I found one. It's also in pretty high grade, so that was nice. And then these are new to me. I've never picked up any of these before. I got Longshot number 1, which I've been looking for a minute. First appearance of Longshot, and then Longshot number 3, which is the first appearance of Mojo. So that was really cool to get those. Another vendor I visited and picked up a couple comic books. They actually didn't have a name kind of clear for me to see. Maybe I just missed it. But I did get Spectacular Spider-Man number 98 for Spot. And this was my pickup of the con as far as comics go. This is in pretty good condition. I posted this the other day on Instagram. First appearance of Lobo in the Omega Men number 3. Needs a little bit of a press, but it looks fantastic. I might consider submitting that one at some point. Okay, and then my final stop, I actually visited them on Friday, but the final books I'm going to show off were from I Like Comics booth, which is my favorite shop. It's actually in Vancouver, which is right across the river from Portland. So I got a newsstand copy of Lethal Protector number 4, several first appearances in there. I've never owned a copy of that before. First cover appearance of Kitty Pryde in X-Men Annual number 4. So all these books were 70% off. They did a 70% off section. I think I spent like $6 for the Venom. I think it was like $3 for the X-Men Annual. This was $1. This is the acetate. Marvel's #1. I haven't actually owned a copy of that before, so I was happy to grab that. Can't really show this one. Here, I'll get cheeky about it. There we go. That's just the signed book I'm going to use probably for a giveaway. It's a booty cover. Can't show it on YouTube. Some newsstand. That's actually the first cover appearance of Lady J, who's one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters. I have that book, but I don't have it in a newsstand. Classic Mike Zeck cover. Trying to work on some of the stuff for my Real American Hero run. This is my second copy of this. First cover appearance of Nebula and Origin of Nebula. That was in high grade. I think I paid $1 for most of these. All the G.I. Joes were definitely $1. It was like $2 for the Avengers maybe. Glow in the Dark, Evil Ernie Revenge. Got one of those. This was like $3. I'm working on this as kind of a little mini run, the Amazing Adventures Beast stuff. So this was a little bit more. I think this was like $4, but it was signed $4. It was signed by Adam Kubert and Ron Lim. Not my favorite X-Men stuff, but that's still pretty cool. This was the most expensive issue I bought there. This was like maybe $8. Third appearance of Gambit. So fun stuff there. Okay, and I do have a mystery pack unboxing. This is from George McHale. Had a conversation with him. I think we might try to get him on the show as well. This is for Cover of Darkness #1, which is something that's coming out soon. I'll try to throw an image up on the screen for you. And again, we're going to try to have him on the show, but he was nice enough to give me this mystery envelope to kind of have something to show off for you guys. So let's do a little unboxing here. Make sure I got everything out of the envelope. So he had these available at his booth. If the bag looks dinged up, it's because it was in my backpack. Oh, that is cool. Nice. Nice chrome cover there. This is from Absolute Comics. That's cool. I like that. Resilient #1. Neat. And then this is his Cover of Darkness. Fan Expo exclusive. So it's kind of like this crazy world where you have vampires, werewolves, all the creatures of legend. He talked about Frankenstein's monster, which is kind of like the first zombie, and he kind of infects other people and they become zombies. Just some really cool stuff, really kind of that dark horror kind of thing. So we're going to try to have him on the show here pretty soon to talk about the upcoming book and to kind of give us some more details. So that should be really fun. Keep your eyes peeled for that. So yeah, just really awesome. I mean, I met some other people too. I met up with Kevin from Shortbox, had a conversation with him, got some shirts that are gonna be coming my way so I can rep some Shortboxed gear. That was pretty fun. Talked to Jason Metcalf. Talked to David F. Walker. We talked about maybe him coming on the show at some point. David F. Walker is the creator of Naomi with Brian Michael Bendis. So just some really cool people I got a chance to meet. Also met with, let's see, so we met with Mustafa Musa, we met with Randy Emberlin, Jim Lee, Sozamika, George McHale. I walked by some of the celebrities, so I briefly saw like Amber Benson and Julie Benz, Charisma Carpenter, some of the Buffy Angel stars. I didn't see Sean Astin or Elijah Wood or LeVar Burton. Billy D. Williams, their lines were just too long and I couldn't really like get around to look at them or anything like that. It would have been nice just to see them, but I didn't see them. I was in the same room as them. That's kind of cool, but definitely some fun highlights. Getting to meet Randy Emberlin, setting up interviews with a couple guys like Randy Emberlin and probably David F. Walker and George McHale, talking to creators, talking about their books, just really fun stuff, you know, doing some networking, covering it as press. That was all really cool. You know, I will say that just as a review of the con, there were fewer comic book booths that were dedicated to selling comic books this year. There were maybe 8 to 12 that had a good amount of comic books that I would kind of say that they were also selling comic books. I mean, pretty much most booths had like, you know, a few slabs or something like that, but they weren't necessarily dedicated to that. And tons of the, you know, the anime and Pokemon and those kinds of sellers as well. That are, you know, a lot of print sellers that are selling like metal prints and all those kinds of things. They're really cool, replica swords, all that fun stuff. Now, unfortunately, what I really wanted to do was go live from the show floor, but I was having a really hard time getting signal on the show floor. I think it was probably my combination of my phone and T-Mobile not really liking each other. Other people were having issues, but they were still able to get enough signal to do things like live streams. And I wanted to record more, but it just didn't really work out. I was running low on battery from trying to find cell service, and it just didn't work out too well. Now, I did go to Rose City Comic Con last year, and while I also had fun at that experience, I would say this one knocked it out of the park. I've heard some people say that these are kind of, you know, some of the worst Rose City Comic Cons that they've been to. I'm surprised, you know, having somebody like Jim Lee there, having, you know, superstars like Randy Emberlin and Sozamika, having all these people there, that's actually pretty cool. I think. I think that's pretty good. You know, maybe I have a low bar, but considering it's one of these smaller regional cons, like Emerald City Comic Con was just about a month ago, and they had less presence, you know, from some of the bigger companies and from some of the celebrities and all that kind of stuff than this show did. So I actually feel like that's a pretty good showing for Rose City Comic Con. I will say that I'd love to get out to a bigger show at some point, you know, one of the large shows. I would absolutely love to go to one. A lot of it's travel, money, those sorts of things all tie into it, but I definitely would love to visit one of those and get a chance to meet more of you, which I think would be really cool. Quick shout out to my friend Wes, who was nice enough to let me stay with him on Friday night, so I didn't have to make a huge drive back and forth to Portland. It is a bit of a drive for me, so I really appreciate that. Thanks, Wes, for letting me crash on your air mattress. It was very, very much appreciated. And shout out to my parents who watched my kiddo, so I was able to be freed up and go do this, and my wife, who was nice enough to let me go do this as well, which is really fun, and I appreciate that a lot. It was very cool getting to meet some of you at the show and you know, getting recognized by a couple people. That was really fun. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do more of that in the future. Thanks for watching this video. If you appreciated this, make sure you check out some of the links in the description below that can help support me, or you can consider becoming a channel member. Until next time, I just want to remind you, as always, hey, 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 hey. Read comics every day.